Friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Friends, when we install Windows, then we change some Windows settings. Even if you are using your Windows forever, there is probably a lot of settings that we needs to do. Friends, first of all, we go to Start menu, then Settings. Here are some settings which are need to be changed on early as possible. You never realized were on by default and should probably change. These might be settings for privacy, convenience, or just usefulness in general. So in this video we are going to go over a bunch of settings in the Windows 10 that I think you should change right off the bat, including stuff you should stuff disable, and even features that are good but are not enabled by default. And I believe there are about 15 to 17 of them, so you will hopefully learn at least a couple of settings you must be changed. Now once, let's go. Let's head to the first Windows setting, Windows update setting. To get the main settings Windows, you just click the Start menu, then click the gear, go to Windows Update and Security, then look for Advanced option and then choose Home Updates. Friends, here are some settings advanced. Here are some options which we can change. Here are advanced option. Click on it. Here you will want to make sure that the setting at the bottom is set to PC on my local network. Click on delivery optimization and you will see here are some options are available which are by default. We need to change for these options if according to our requirement. What that would do is download parts of updates from other people's who have the updates too. We have to this option disable because other PCs on the one other PCs over the internet. What that would do is download parts of updates from other people who have the updates too. If you turn this on, your PC may send parts of previously downloaded Windows update and apps to PCs on your local network or on the internet. Your PC will not upload content to other PCs over the internet when you are on a metered network. Metered network is like you are on a LAN cable, connected through a LAN cable, but it would also send some parts of your updates to other people using up bandwidth. On your local network, it does not really matter, but you can disable the altogether by switching the toggle above to off. We can on or off. We can also toggle this to off. Now let's change some Wi-Fi settings. Go to Start menu, then Settings, and then Network and Internet, and then Wi-Fi. Under Wi-Fi services, you will see two options talking about suggested open hotspot. Random hardware address. Use random hardware address to make it harder for people to track your location when you connect to the different Wi-Fi networks. This setting applies to new connections. Use random hardware address on and off. You can on and off using toggle button. Then the other option is hotspot networks. Hotspot networks make it more secure to connect to public Wi-Fi hotspot. They might be available in public places like airport, hotels, and cafes. Let me use online sign up for product to get connected. When you turn this on and choose a hotspot network, we will show a list of provider to choose from so you can get online. We can also toggle on and off using toggle button. Friends, would allow your computer to connect to them automatically, but open hotspot are inherently insecure, so you never want your computer to connect the open Wi-Fi networks to any network without asking you first. It is just ridiculous. Below are the settings of hotspot 2, which are a relatively new technology, but you can leave this option as we discussed on. Now we can go through a bunch of privacy settings and get these out of the way all at once. Here are privacy settings. First we will start out in this general tab. You will definitely want to uncheck the first box and probably the second box as well. These basically allow websites and apps to track you based on unique advertiser ID. These are both the options which we switch to off. In order to learn more about you and show more relevant ads, you can click on choose on and off. The next one about your language list might not matter, but I just have it disabled. The third option is also something you may or may not want to disable. It depends on your choice. If you don't care about that, then you can disable it. The next tab which we are going to look at it, speech. Friends, here this is online speech recognition. When you speech for dictation and other apps using Microsoft Online speech recognition technology, with this setting turned off, you can still use the Windows speech recognition app or other apps that do not depend on the settings. We can turn it on and off. Friends, as we turned it on, here are some different options are available which also help make online speech recognition better, but we still disable these options. Basically, this feature keeps record of everything you type or say to Cortana in the virtual assistant, and apparently use it to get to know you and make better decisions. For those who do not use Cortana, it is definitely something you want to disable or enable or disable. Then the next tab is inking and typing personalization. Here is getting it to know you. Use these typing history and handwriting pattern to create a personal dictionary that makes you better session for you. When this is switched off, your personal typing and inking dictionary will be cleared, but the standard dictionary will continue to provide typing sessions and handwriting recognition. You can use this toggle button to switch on or it's off. After that we will go to the next tab, location. Friends, very straightforward. If you don't want Windows app using your location, turn this option is off. You can set it on and or off. Here these are the options to switch on and switch off. Friends, sometimes some apps are using the location services which are necessary for your are necessary or important for your working. Then you can these app to allow on and off individually. Here are the options, but if we on this option, then we can use this option and on or off. Here these are the options. We can also individually these apps to allow or deny. Here is the option of scroll down, and these apps are the present available in the form of list, and you can scroll down in up and down to enable or disable these apps. The next tab is background apps. In background apps, these are the choose which apps you can run in the background. Choose which apps can receive information and notification and stay up to date even you have not using them. Turning background apps on and off can help you conserve power. Friends, these are the options you can use. Scroll up and down to enable or disable background apps. These are also using your battery and other resources of systems. Then other next tab is app diagnostic. What is app diagnostic? App diagnostic will adjust how Windows will track how you allow access to app diagnostic info to this device. If you allow access, people use this device will be able to choose if their apps have access to diagnostic information about the apps by using the setting in the page. Friends, denying access blocks apps of accessing diagnostic information about the other apps. Allow apps to access diagnostic information about your other apps. We can switch on and off by using this toggle button. These information uses Windows and then just it back to Microsoft for improvement and track of your each and everything which are doing on your system. Friends, it can also track browser uses like what websites you visit, probably feature uses, which could means anything inking and typing data, which is literally anything you type. So really you want to don't have it on full on. We can off we will off this option to deny access our diagnostic information to send back to Microsoft and other applications. Alright, now let's do something about all those annoying notification Windows seems to give you all the time. So head to setting, system notification, and actions. Under the tab display, it's notification and action services. I personally would not disable notification altogether because they can be useful, but if you see one app that is particularly annoying, you can scroll down and disable its ability. Here friends, these are the different types of application which are notifying some things. We can enable or disable the notification or particularly app or all the apps. Here we can disable all the notification of all the apps, and if we want to do for specific application, then we do also for only a specific application. Friends, here are also an option, edit your click option. We can also use edit dashboard to enable or disable the option which we can add or remove. Back up top, you can probably want to disable these options to show notification on the log. Here are the show notification on the log screen. We can enable or disable this option by choosing the click on it. Friends, as you know, a notification can sometime display your private information like email, like WhatsApp message, or some pop-up of some your private message. This can be irritating for you, and this is very personal for you, so you need to disable such type of notification to avoid your privacy information. You can go to a presentation and you hook the computer up to the projector. You again find some notification. Don't want some notification popping up on the screen with sensitive contact for all to see. No, you don't have to worry about that. Finally, you can disable notification for tips and tricks which could be annoying. These are the notification of get tips, tricks and session. As you use Windows, you can disable these options. Speaking of annoying, let's disable the suggestions that you see in the start menu, which are essentially advertisement. In setting, go to personalization, start and disable where it says occasionally shows. Here to settings, then personalization, then go to start. In settings, go to start. Friends, here are show sessions occasionally in start. We need to disable these because it's also irritating most of the time. Next up, these are the settings we want to change under settings, gaming, DVR and game DVR. Go to settings, then here gamings, Xbox game bar. You almost definitely want to disable the one that says record in the background while control how Xbox game bar open and recognize the game. Enable Xbox game bar of things like recording games, clips, chatting with friends and receiving games invites. Some games require Xbox game bar for receiving game invites. We can disable this. We can enable or disable using this toggle button. We can disable this. Open Xbox game bar using the button on a controller. Friends, you almost definitely want to disable the one that says record in the background while I am playing the game. We can disable this option. Definitely we do not want to. Leaving this on means anytime you are playing a game, it will constantly be recording videos. Even if you want, don't save it while it use up and could severely affect on you. One setting you might want to enable in game mode, which will only show up if you game on and off. Game mode on and off. When game mode is on, Windows optimize your PCs for play. These settings supposedly might free up system resources for your games if your computer is really crappy. Though another technical channel are also providing different types of things. In other videos I will explain these options in full detail. However, I am introducing these options like notification and privacy option and some other settings which are very necessary for a user after installation of Windows. Alright, now we have disabled a lot of stuffs so far. So how about we actually find some neat features to enable. First up is a super cool feature called Night Light, which can be found in Settings Systems. Go to Start menu, then Systems, Settings, then Systems. Here we see a night light. Can change brightness of the built-in display. Here is the button Night Light. Friends, this turn the display into some different. We can use this night light on and off. These are the night light settings, but this feature will only show up if you leave the least so-called created update. What this feature does is change the color of the screen at night, so that is much easier. Friends, we can use night light settings. On clicking on it, we can change the setting like up and down. On the eyes and won't disturb your sleep schedule as much. Friends, we can turn off now and turn on. We can use this option turn off and turn on. Here you see turn off. When we turn off, then our screen color is white, and when we turn it on, then our screen color is some changes. In a night light setting, you can adjust the setting, the scrolling the right or left according to your requirement. Now wanted to activate including sunset to sunrise, we can also use here the option. We can use schedule night light. We can sunset to sunrise and set hours. We can also use set hours as we want to do. Here are the hours, and we can change the options according to our requirement. And this is all about the settings about night light. No, just open any Windows Explorer tab like My Computer or whatsoever, and there are some settings. We click on View, and then here are some options with hidden items, file name extensions, item checkboxes. When we click it on item checkbox, then a checkbox appear like here, and each folder, like we can check this folder, and when we uncheck this, then check option is disappears. Here are other options at the top view, and then check the two boxes that says file name extension. Friends, here we see the extension of the files are shown here like .xz, .xls and .text. If some reasons those don't show up, you can find the same settings by hitting options, then going to the view tab, and then file name extension. What the first checkbox does, it makes sure that for every file on your computer it will include the file extension with the file name. So it shows the entire file name like notepad.txt, excel sheet.xls, codewriter.exe. This is really important for a lot of reasons. For example, maybe you downloaded a suspicious file that claims to be a video, but with you can see that is actually an exe file and executable file, and then we will be careful about this file, whether we have to run this file on our system or not, because some exe files are contain malicious virus, trojan or some other harmful code in it, and this can be very dangerous for our system. So before executing any file, we have to make sure that it is downloaded from a trusted website or source, and it is beneficial for our system. Guess what? Where file name is almost certainly a virus. Then this virus maker may even add their own fake file extension like virus.mp4, but now you can see that the real name is virus.mp4.exe. This is very useful for us to recognize whether this virus.mp4 is a media file, is actually a media file, or it's a virus. Another example is if you have a folder full of files with the same icon from being opened by the same application, then this way you can still use the kind of files that are, if you are looking for a video as open to a picture or something, that other checkboxes we select was of hidden items. You may or may not have known but there is a file and folder that the computer are not visible to by default. These might be setting files for certain programs in log files, that sorting things. Friends, this file is now visible when we check the hidden items. When we uncheck this option, friends, we did not see the files by default on our system. This option is very useful for the files and folder which are marked as or shows as hidden files. And when we check on this option, then we really see the file available notepad. And when we also click on its file extension, then it shows its file the name file extension also. Friends, most of the time you will not need them, but occasionally you might come across a tutorial like this. Sometimes when we are downloading some files or files from the net, then we must check the option so we can see whether the downloaded file or exe file is useful for our system or it is dangerous for our system. Friends, nowadays when we are receiving some emails, when we are notice, then it is like a PDF file or Word file or multimedia file, but the people change the extension, and these are actually the exe file. And when we click on this email or this downloaded file, it turns your system in seconds, and this is total encrypted our data to encrypted our system data, and it is non-usable for us, and it asks for us for payment to decrypt the data, which is very dangerous and which is harmful for us and very painful. So we take care and avoid such of downloading such files from net or emails or unauthenticated resources. Friends, we can also see the hidden files, like we can enable, hide or unhide. We can hide selected items, click on it, or unhide the selected file item. We can also click on it. If you do not have this enabled, you might think that file is gone. Also, a lot of time viruses will create hidden file or files for obvious reasons, so the average user will have almost no chance of being able to remove it all by themselves. So it's at least good to know that these files exist, and I think that covers just about everything. I hope you guys found this video helpful and maybe learned a thing or two to make Windows better. I am sure there are some I don't mention, so if you have any more to add, let us know on my comments section. If you want to keep watching, here are more videos you will like, such as some hidden files for Windows feature and program you know about. And if you want to subscribe, I make you everything everything good videos for you, for installation, configuration and troubleshooting, for your learning and your helping. Friends, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.